Hello student, so welcome to the class. Today we are going to discuss one new topic, okay? And the topic is what? Friction. Okay? So it is friction is what? Friction is a topic, and it is actually one kind of force, okay? So this topic and this friction topic is belongs to the physics part, okay? In science we have three parts. One is chemistry, one is biology, and one is physics. So the friction topic is generally belongs to the physics part, okay? And it is a one kind of force, okay? So that force is what? It is the force applied on a what? Moving object, okay? When an object is moving, okay, consider, let me explain that. Suppose there is an object, say this is a wheel, okay? Say this is the wheel of a vehicle. So where the wheel is moving, say it is moving in that direction, obviously the wheel will move on a road, okay? Say this is the road, okay? The object will move on a road, okay? So the surface, that means the upper surface of the wheel has the contact with the surface of the road, okay? That means the upper surface of the wheel has the contact with the surface of the road, and that will, then what will happen? Then the road will exert a force, then road will give a force, exert a force, okay? That force will be what? Opposite to the motion or opposite to the direction of moving object, okay? If the ball is moving to that direction, then the force will be applied by the road in the opposite direction, okay? And that opposite force is known as what? Friction, okay? And there are very practical example in our day-to-day life where we can see the application of friction, okay? See, when we throw something, okay, when you throw a ball horizontally to the ground, okay, or when a batsman hit a ball to the boundary, say a cricket batsman hits a ball to the boundary, then the ball will not move for the whole time. It will, after some time the ball becomes slow. Why this is happen? Because the surface of the ball where it is moving to the ground, that means in the field, the grass field, the grass field will exert a opposite pressure on the surface of the ball, and that opposite force, not pressure, sorry, that force is considered as a friction, okay? And just due to that friction, the ball will stop moving after getting some certain distance, okay? So this is known as friction. So today we just come to know about that. Friction is one kind of force which is applied by the surface where an object is moving, and the direction of that force is the opposite to the direction of the moving object, okay? So one thing we get, that the force of friction always opposes the motion of an object. That means we come to know that what? Whenever an object is moving or whenever its object is at rest, the frictional force do only one thing, that he give opposes, that means it forbids that, okay? It opposes the motion of that particular object, okay? So this is about friction, that is the concept of friction. Now there are some different types of frictions are there, okay? So what are for that, there are some different types of frictions are there. Also there are some factors, who is depend up, in which the frictional force are depending, okay? That means there are some reason and up to upon which the frictional force are depending. So number one frictional factors are what? Surface where an object moves in a, see, when a vehicle or when a car is moving in a plain smooth road, okay, then it can go very much up to very much more high speed, okay? Suppose it can travel 160 180 kilometer at speed. But when a car is moving in a rough surface, that means in a field or in a some muddy land, okay, then there will be what? The car cannot move so much high at so much high speed. Because of what? Because the frictional force exerted by the rough surface is very much more as compared to the frictional force applied by the smooth surface. That is why when we go to the children park or amusement park, we can see some sliding machines are there, some sliding like that, where this portion, the surface of the sliding part is very much smooth. That's why we can go slippery, and it is very much slippery, so we can go like that. But if it is become rough surface, then we cannot slide there. Okay, that's why the frictional force depend upon first one, surface where it is moving. If the surface is smooth, the frictional force is less, and if the surface is rough, then the frictional force is more. Okay, so secondly, it is depending upon force of attraction between some atoms on the two surface, which has to be overcome. Listen now. To understand that, I have to give one example. Say I have given you, say this is an iron ball. I am giving you an iron ball, okay, and I am giving you very much smooth surface, which is made also from, which have some magnet property, okay. Now thing will be happen what? The iron atoms, the atoms of iron, that means the iron ball and the surface where which have the magnet property, they will attract. Because why? Because this is, we know that the magnet always attract the metal. Since iron is a metal, so the magnet will attract that metal. Okay, so that's why the ball will not move so much freely, or maybe he can move because of what? Because of that magnet property, smooth surface. Okay, though the surface is smooth, there will be friction, more friction. Because of what? Because the surface and the atoms present in the iron ball, that means the iron, they will both attract each other, so they can't move. Okay, and thirdly, the what? The amount of force exerted by the object. Okay, that means, see, the amount of force exerted by the object. If we suppose there is a ball, okay, now where this object, the ball will have some weight, as it has some mass, therefore it will also have weight, and this weight or this force, which is vertically downwards due to the gravitational force of the earth, this force if less, then there will be less friction. But if this force is very much high, then there will be very much more friction. Okay, that is why it is very much difficult to move heavy table. If we are asked to move a heavy table in a smooth surface or in our home's floor, then we can't move it easily as compared to the light table, because the light table have less weight. That means it will exert less force on the ground. That's why the friction will be less. But the heavy table will exert much higher force as compared to the light table. That's why the friction will be more. So friction depend upon, there are three factors. First one is what? Surface where it is moving. Secondly, force of attraction between the particles of surface and the object. And thirdly, it is what? The amount of force exerted by the object on the surface where it is moving. Okay, so now we learn about the concept of friction, then we got something about idea about the factors affecting on friction. So after that, we have types of friction. We have now types of friction. That means what? Frictions are of many types. Okay, types of friction. So number one types of friction is what? It is static friction. This one, static friction. Okay, so static friction is what? The friction between two surfaces that are in contact and at rest is called static friction. Let me explain. Consider this is a ball. Okay, and the ball on the ground, suppose. Okay, now that ball have the surface, this is the surface, the ball upper surface and the ground upper surface, they are both are in contact, they are both are in contact, that means they are both are in contact, like that they are touching each other. Okay, then then consider that one as a ball. Now this one is not moving, as this one is not moving and also they touches each other, so this type of friction are called static friction. And always remember, the static friction is always higher as compared to the other types of friction. Okay, secondly we have sliding friction. We have sliding friction. So sliding friction is what? When an object slides, when an object, we let them to slide, okay, with a uniform speed, then what will happen? Though the object is moving by sliding like that, then what will happen? Though the object is moving by sliding like that, this object surface and the surface where it is moving and the medium surface, they will also possess a friction. Though it is moving, but they will also possess a friction, and that friction is known as sliding friction. Okay, and in water amusement park, many of you have seen the amusement park, and in also the child park we can see the application of sliding friction. Okay, then thirdly we have rolling friction. See, rolling friction is what? And one more important thing, the sliding friction is always less as compared to the static friction. Okay, so next one we have rolling friction. The rolling friction is what? To make you understand this, I have to give one example. See, suppose there is a box. Say this is a wooden box. Say we have given a wooden box. Okay, now it is very much heavyweight. Okay, it is very much heavyweight, so it is impossible or it is difficult to move one place to another place because the box has very much weight. That means the box will exert very much force to the surface. Since the force is greater, so the friction will be what? More. So to move this, what we need to do? We can do one thing. We have to take some cylindrical shape like that. Some cylindrical shape stick like that. Okay, then we have to place the box over this, compared like that. Okay, so what will happen? As it is cylindrical shape, so it can roll over the ground or over the surface where it has to be moved. Suppose you are moving this on the road, so then what will happen? The cylindrical shape stick will move, and it is very much become easy to move that wooden box by using that rolling stick. And though it is moving, as the rolling stick, that means the cylindrical shape stick have the surface, so the road surface will exert a force over this rolling stick surface, and this frictional force are known as rolling friction. That means the frictional force that is exert over a rolling object. When the object is rolling, the frictional force exerted by the surface over the surface of the rolling object, then this is also known as what? Rolling friction. And the last type of friction is what? This is fluid friction. Okay, see here, this is fluid friction, and this is also known as drag. This is fluid friction and also it is known as drag. Okay, so frictional force opposes the motion of an object moving through a fluid. That means when an object moving through air and liquid, that means when an object moving through air and liquid, okay, the object is moving through air and liquid, then the air and the liquid, as the air and liquid also have the surface, so that air and liquid surface will exert a force over the surface of the object which is moving through air and liquid, and that friction is known as fluid friction, or you can say it as a drag. Okay, drag or fluid friction, both are same. Okay, so to reduce the fluid friction or to reduce the drag, okay, the object which are moved through the air and moved through the water, their size and shape are have different kind of shape and size they have as compared to the object which are moving through the ground. Okay, because see, we have seen the bus. Okay, the bus move over the road, over the ground, on the road, and over the what, and it will exert only the static friction, and sliding friction and rolling friction will apply on that bus. But when we compare an aeroplane, then the aeroplane shape is not similar with the bus. Why? Because the aeroplane shape is as a modified like that, it can reduce the friction which are exerted by the air over the aeroplane surface. Okay, so that's why to move through the, to reduce the drag or to reduce the fluid friction, the object have different kind of shape. Okay, so after that, as we learn about this, we are see, now we have got some little bit idea about the friction. Then after that we got some idea about the factors affecting on friction, and then we have got types of friction. Okay, now question arise, what is the uses of learning about friction? Okay, see, we are learning about friction, but we have to know why we are learning about friction. Okay, if there is not any uses, then what is the uses of learning about the friction? Okay, see, there are very much importance of friction in our day-to-day life. Okay, so friction in our day-to-day life, some friction are beneficial for us and some friction are not beneficial for us. Okay, so we will classify this as an advantage of friction or as a disadvantage of friction. Okay, so first we are going to discuss about the advantage of friction. So see, now we are walking like that. Okay, see, we can walk in the dry day, we can walk. Okay, but when it is raining, then we cannot walk properly, or we cannot walk through the muddy land. Why? Because we may got what, we may got fallen. Because of what? Because the road become very much slippery. So this would be happen if there is not friction. If there is not friction, then what will happen? All, we cannot walk, we cannot write. See, I am writing here now. See, my name is here, I am writing my name. Okay, that means what? When I am writing, the surface of that pen and the surface of the board have the frictional force. Okay, that's why I can write here. If there is not any friction, I cannot write here. Okay, or we cannot walk, we cannot run if there is not friction. Okay, secondly, friction causes nails and screw to hold on to walls. Okay, that means whatever the nails or whatever the screw we put to the wall. Okay, that means to suppose to hang this board, I am using that screw. Okay, over here, that screw go to the wall just because of the friction. Okay, if there is not friction, then it cannot hold over the wall, it will fall in. Okay, thirdly, it would not be possible to light a matchstick without a friction. To use the matchstick, we have to use the friction, because if there is no friction, we can't get the fire. Okay, thirdly, vehicle move on the road because of the friction between the tires and road. That means the vehicle tire, whatever the bike, car, bicycle, whatever it, the vehicles have the tire, and the tire have the frictional force between the surface of the road and the surface of the tire itself. Okay, if there is not any frictional force, then the vehicle cannot move over the road. You may be seen that suppose in muddy land or in sand. Okay, you cannot move the vehicle. Why? They got slippery. Okay, why? Because their frictional force become very much less. So we need frictional force very much to move our vehicle over the road. Secondly, we have without friction, writing and paper. This is also I have explained now. So friction between brakes and the wheels make bicycle and automobile stop. See, when an automobiles are moving, as we are moving, then it must be we have to stop in some places. Okay, so to stop, we apply the brake, and the brake have what? There is a brake shoes like that. There is a surface like that where it is fixed with the tire. Okay, but it is not in contact when the cars or bikes are moving. When you apply the brake, then this brake shoes, suppose this is the wheel of the car. Okay, when you apply the brake, this brake shoe will get this connection like that. Okay, as it is now we become in contact with the surface of the tire, so there will be frictional forces. As there is a frictional force, that's why the car will stop. Okay, that means to stop a car and vehicle we need frictional force. So these are the advantages of frictional force. Secondly, we have disadvantage of frictional force. See, as science we learned that science have very much beneficial way and very much our disease which are not good for us. Okay, devastating way that are. See, frictional also have very much advantage and also it has some disadvantage. First disadvantage is what? Energy is wasted on overcoming the force of friction. To make you understand this, I have to give one example. See, consider, suppose you are riding a bicycle. Okay, say you are riding a bicycle. As the bicycle tire and the road surface have the friction, that's why to break that frictional force or to overcome that frictional force, that means your force should be higher as compared to that frictional force, you have to pedaling the bicycle. As you are pedaling the bicycle, that means you are wasting your energy. Understood? That means same case for the vehicle which are run through the fuel. Okay, to overcome this frictional force, we have to burn the fuel. Then only we can overcome it and we can go against the friction. That's why friction, just because of the friction, we are wasting our energy to overcome that force, to overcome that frictional force. So secondly, we have frictional causes wear and tear of parts that rub against each other. See, whatever the, suppose a vehicle using a tire, okay, and it runs, suppose for 2-3 years he can continuously run the vehicle with that tire, and after some time the vehicle must be change its tire. Why? Because the tire will be rubbed by what? By the surface of the road, and this is happening because of what? Because of the frictional force over the frictional force are applied by the, there are frictional force are between the vehicle tires and the road. Okay, then friction produce heat. See, join your plum. Okay, then if you rub this, then you will get heat. That means what? We are giving, rubbing means what? There is a frictional force, so as it is the frictional force, so it will produce heat. Okay, and the energy that is exerted, that is to move our hand, I have to produce the, I have to use my energy. Okay, as I am using my energy, that energies are now what? Converted to heat energy. That means friction produce heat, and the heat produced can damage the parts. Okay, if there is so much of heat energy, that any parts can be damaged. Okay, so last one, sometimes forests are started to, due to the friction, forest fires. Okay, so forest fire are happening because of some kind, sometimes this is happening because of the friction. As there is a friction is what? When the branches of tree rub against each other, that means same way the branches of trees are rubbing each other. Okay, as they are rubbing, they will produce the heat energy, and after that they may catch the fire, and that fire will go larger and may damage the whole area of that locality. Okay, so these are the disadvantages of friction. So today we learn about what? About the concept of friction. Then second, we learn about something about like factors affecting on friction, and thirdly we learn about types of friction, and lastly we have learned about advantage and disadvantage of friction. Okay, so today this much for today. So next class we will discuss some another topic about regarding the friction. Okay.